Hey everyone, here's a quick demonstration of SeaGPT, a new tool from Graving that's targeted at addressing email overwhelm in Maritime. SeaGPT is a digital agent you can access anywhere for decision support, and it starts by reducing the hundreds of emails crew managers send using state-of-the-art large language models. To get started, let's go to the Graving platform and click on SeaGPT in the action bar. SeaGPT is currently accessible here and through our Slack bot and our mobile application, but we plan to release it to additional text mediums like WhatsApp and Teams. Now, once I'm here, I have a few suggestions on what I can do. SeaGPT is fully connected to the proprietary dataset and intelligence functionality in Graving, but for today, let's focus on emailing port agents. And what I'll do is I'll ask it to set up a crew change for me in Melbourne for next Tuesday. As a crew manager, I might have a few people changing there soon, and I need to know what the per person costs are along with the additional fees and the restrictions I need to be careful about. And what it'll do is it'll look through all the information that we have in our database and come back and ask for exactly the information that it needs in order to be able to communicate with those agents. It's come back and asked me for some more information, and I'll tell it my vessel is the Bonobo, not a real vessel by the way, and the nationalities of my on-signers and off-signers. Just to demonstrate what we can do, I'll add the information in Hindi. And you can see it's only asking for specific information that it needs. And it also filters out any information that isn't relevant, so we keep communications as secure as possible. मेरा शिप का नाम है बोनोबो और उसमें 2 ऑन साइनर्स है जो इंडिया से हैं और 3 ऑफ साइनर्स ग्रीस से. And you can see it's off to draft the email. Once the email has been generated, all I need to do is use Graving's agent database to send them to the relevant locations. We're working on integrating this with additional systems for reputation and response rates. And what I'll do is I'll select myself for this demo. In reality, there might be as many as 4 agents in the chain, and send that email. And once the email is done processing, we can go in here and click send email. I'll add myself in, and I'll send that off to myself. Now let's have a look at the email that we've received. Once it comes in, I'm going to respond to it with some costs and restrictions for this port. Let me get some from a real conversation that we had, redacted of course, and then I can hit send. You can see the email that would be received on the other end. It's asking for all the relevant information and only the information that we've specified. So I'm going to reply as the port agent and say, and now we've sent that off. While we wait for that email to come back, let's explain what just happened, because this is where the real sea change is taking place. The system is able to take the hundreds of ways that agents can respond in all the different formats around the world, even different languages, and pull out per person costs in structured format that are ready to go into your accounting system. You can also do this for historical costs or emails that you may have. And every single customer I've spoken to in my time at Graving has mentioned email overwhelm as the most important problem for them. And I think that's something a lot of people can relate to. Let me show you a diagram. A crew manager has to collect, decide, and relay information between the crew at sea, agents, and other suppliers, stakeholders in the process, and masters all at the same time. And we firmly believe that the majority of this communication can be automated. And automating email is the only way to migrate this industry. We believe we've made significant progress here. With the new system, SeaGPT handles all the communication, including multiple back and forths, talking to automated systems, talking to other databases like crew management and vessel management, and the crew manager maintains a single thread that they can use to make and effect decisions. So processing is going to take a few more minutes due to the complications of email. While we wait, I can mention what we've done that makes this unique. Large language models like ChatGPT are now being explored for a lot of use cases related to automation. But we've been among the first to market because we have managed to, in the last few weeks, solve some of the fundamental issues that keep this technology from turning into a real product. And the first problem is hallucination, where the model makes up information that's entirely wrong. We have, by injecting our proprietary information about Maritime at the right time, eliminated hallucinations. The second, and I'll quote the chief scientist of OpenAI, is reliability. We've developed cooperation strategies between our AIs that function a lot like a department of trusted professionals who vet each other's work and correct things as necessary. Even in the exchange that we've just had, there's been 5 or 6 different AIs that have talked to each other to make sure that the responses, the suggestions, the emails, and the costs that you're getting are exactly what they should be. We have a large data set that we run our tests on, and we now have 100% accuracy on the most complicated parts of this process. Now, if I go back to the system, you can see that the extracted costs have come back in. We can look at the costs. Soon this will be integrated with the rest of our crew change planning process and the restrictions. And we can see that the restrictions have been extracted, the costs have been extracted, and there's even an explanation for why the costs are what they are, because not all costs may apply to all people. For example, here's a hotel for on-signers that only applies to 6 because of the on-signer count. Now I can look at those, and then that information can come back to me and be broken down into per person costs. It's also marked out what's optional and what's not. Now if I go back to my email, you can see that I've received a clarification email from the system about anything that I've missed. And I can respond to this clarification email, and the new information will be merged right back in. I hope this has been a clear introduction to our system. We're planning to extend this to more aspects of the daily communication of our users. And we're planning to add a lot more functionality that is currently engraving to be accessible through the system. Just as an additional, I can show you what happens if I say, I'd like to take a flight from Singapore to Melbourne next Wednesday, please. This is one of the few things that we've just added in, and a lot more are on the way. Because what it's going to do here now is connect to all of the automated systems that we have to pull real-time flights in, marine flights from marine suppliers, and look for flights and deliver those to you instantly. These can also be delivered back over text. So I hope I've successfully communicated how powerful the system is or could be into the future, and really hoping that this becomes the mode of interaction for Maritime.